Hello, folks. This is Steve AB4L. Nothing in this episode is a promotion, nor is it a recommendation. I'm looking at slashdot.org, News for Nerds, and two things caught my eye. Largest local government body in Europe goes under amid Oracle disaster. This is one I've gotten into trouble at home. Toyota says filled disk storage halted Japan-based factories. I think I'll do that as a separate episode. But clearly something to do with IT went wrong and there was a major impact. That's the theme. You would think they have it under control, right? That's the corollary. So I saw that earlier, but a couple of minutes ago I saw this one, which has just been posted. Largest local government body in Europe. The government of New York City is a local government body. The city government of Asheboro, that's a local government body. I'm contrasting 25,000 to, 8 million in New York City, but all right. Largest local government body in Europe, something the equivalent to New York City, goes under, that must mean financially, amid Oracle disaster. Birmingham City Council. Who do we know that came from Birmingham, the UK, England? Who do we know? That was a long time ago. Birmingham, not Birmingham, Birmingham City Council, the largest local authority in Europe. I didn't know the UK was in Europe. What's wrong with the person writing that? You could get into a fight over that. Europe? UK's in Europe? It's near Europe. If you don't understand that, I'm smiling about it. Has declared itself in financial distress after troubled Oracle project the cost of it, ballooned from $25 million to $125.5 million. Now, if you don't know the register, you don't follow IT parody, criticism, it's contributing to the publication of a legal Section 114 notice, which says that the $4.3 billion revenue organization, the City Council of Birmingham and its environs, is unable to balance the books. Is a bill up to $954 million to settle equal pay claims. Okay, so they've got some kind of legal problem they've been involved in. I don't know anything about it. But the phrase equal pay claims, in a statement today, the counselors, the leader and deputy leaders respectively, said the authority was also hit by financial stress So besides whatever that ongoing legal problem over past wages, I'm reading between the lines. Besides that, the authority was also hit by financial stress owing to issues with the implementation of its Oracle IT system. A long time ago, I was an early adapter and user of the Java programming language, which was brought to the world by Sun Microsystems. The Sun Microsystems doesn't exist anymore, and Java was acquired by Oracle and its big shop. So I just put in Oracle IT system right from the article, and it's to the oracle.com website. Engineered systems. Oracle engineered systems are integrated, full stack platforms, meaning they do everything you can imagine, that are developed together with Oracle database. The Oracle Corporation was known for its database. Larry Ellis, that's what comes to mind, CEO of Oracle DB. Oh, obviously this is a different person today. Larry Ellison, American billionaire, born in 1944, business magnate. There he is. American billionaire, business magnate, and investor, co-founder, executive chairman, chief technology officer, and former chief executive officer of the American Computer Technology Corporation company, Oracle Corporation. As of June 2023, he's listed by Bloomberg Billionaires Index as the fourth wealthiest person in the world, with an estimated fortune of $135 billion. I'm reading Wikipedia. You can read his background: University of Illinois Urbana, University of Chicago, early career in Oracle. While working at Ampex in the early 1970s, he began by research on the relational database design for working for Ampex. He became influenced by a certain person's research on a relational database designed for IBM. IBM was an early innovator in database software technology, starting with punch cards. Oracle became a successful database vendor to mid and low-range systems companies, later competing with Sybase and Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, so you can go and read the other. So he was in there from the beginning. He was smart. He was involved in making a lot of money. Notice the amount of money he is credited with today. He's still alive, and compared to the stuff we're going to talk about. But he's basically the big guy behind Oracle, but he's not there now. Oracle engineered systems are integrated full stack platforms that are developed together with Oracle database and applications to run mission-critical customer workloads faster at lower cost with greater security than multi-vendor on-premises solutions. Scalable design, blah, blah, blah. So there's still a big force, Oracle is. All right? The best Oracle database platform. Oracle's Exadata. What's Exa? That's a huge number. Not mega, not penta, not giga, but Exa. Oracle's Exa full stack architecture improves the performance, scale, and availability on an enterprise's Oracle database. Available in the Oracle Cloud infrastructure or on-premises or with blah. Why am I doing this? Because you won't understand it unless... Now let's go back to the article. So this local government, Birmingham, UK, is in over their head because of the need to pay out something, and at the same time, they're converting whatever their IT system was to something from Oracle. And in May, Birmingham City Council said it was set to pay up to, the City Council said that it's set to pay up to $125 million for its Oracle EPR system, the thing they're bringing in to replace what they're doing with whatever computers and software they have now. Potentially a four-fold increase on the initial estimated expenses. Now we got to the heart of it. 4 times as much as what was said it would cost. If you thought it was going to be $10 and it turns out to be $40, but what happens if it was said to be $25 million and it turns out to be $125 million? It's not the same thing. Potentially a four-fold increase in the initial estimated expenses in a project suffering from delays, cost overruns, and a lack of controls. Who's in charge? Who's the guy leading this? Or gal? How come these things are going wrong and nobody saw it coming? I'm calling on some of my experience. After grappling with the project to replace SAP, that was a predecessor competitor to Oracle, for core HR, human resources. Is that why there was a problem with pays and not paying everybody what they should have been paid? And finance functions, tax collection, public works, blah, 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 since 2018, 5-year span. The council reviewed the plan in 2019, 2020, again in 21, when the total implementation cost for the project almost doubled to $48.5 million. And now it's $125 million. The project, dubbed Financial and People, was crucial to the blah, 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 blah. Cotton said the system had a problem on how it was tracking our financial transactions and HR transactions. He says as well, that's got to be fixed. It's not doing what they need. Earlier this year, one insider told the Register, this is where they're quoting it from, that Oracle Fusion, a product of the Oracle database company, the cloud-based EPR, Enterprise Resource system of the console, what they're buying into, the new computing system they're buying into. Remember, it's not just hardware, it's software to do things that is already being done, but now it's going to be done by a complete rewrite of code or however they do it. The console is moving to is not a product that's suitable for local authorities, for big city governments, because it's very much geared toward a manufacturing/trading organization. They said the previous SAP system had been heavily customized to meet the console's needs, and it was struggling to recreate the functions in Oracle. They're writing new code to do what they're already doing. And it's huge cost overruns. Now, why am I going on about this? Is this something new? Is this unpredictable? Is there anything that's ever happened that should have alerted knowledgeable people to be careful? Well, I'm thinking back to some news a few decades back. How did that go? It had something to do with the welfare system of one of the states near the Mississippi River. IBM sued by state government welfare system software project. Let's see if it comes up with anything. Oh! IBM in Indiana suing each other over canceled. It's 2010. Hang on. This was big news. Continue to cite. IBM in Indiana, state of Indiana, suing each other over canceled outsourcing deal. How is the city of Birmingham, UK, getting the new system? They're clearly outsourcing to somebody that said they could do it. It's maybe some of the people involved already work in IT, I'm guessing, at Birmingham, but this kind of switchover, bringing in a totally new software system you've never used before, you have to hire experts. IBM and Indiana sue each other over funds connected to the state's canceled outsourcing deal for maintenance and construction of social services eligibility system. So this was for the state of Indiana overview involvement in the welfare system. The latest chapter in an increasingly sour relationship that went bad when the state decided last year to cancel. Is that what Birmingham's going to have to do? To cancel an ambitious, notice the word, social services system. Now let's get the date. This article is talking about something happening in 2010, 13 years ago. In October 2009, the governor of the state pulled the plug on Indiana's 10-year, $1.6 billion outsourcing contract with IBM So this is in 2009, and it's been going on for 10 years. So it started somewhere around the millennium year, 2000, 1999. I'm showing you what's going to happen to Birmingham. In October 2009, the governor of Indiana pulled the plug on Indiana's 10-year, $1.6 billion outsourcing contract with IBM to streamline welfare eligibility in the state. Launched in 2007, the new system lets citizens apply for welfare benefits online. See, we go modern. The web, computers, in person, or via telephone, and it implemented process changes designed to speed up and standardize eligibility determination. But obviously it wasn't, that's what it was supposed to do. Why would you pull the plug on something that was successful? Because it's a big cost overrun and it's not doing it. Daniels called the concept, which drew criticism with high error rates and slow processing of eligibility, unworkable. So whatever it is that they built, it's junk. So far as the state of Indiana trying to handle welfare is concerned. I'm reading a little between. I remember this. In Thursday's development, Indiana sued IBM for $1.3 billion, meaning we want all our money back, take the junk away, claiming breach of contract. The state wants IBM to pay back $437 million the company received for running the system through January. Oh, so they were also running the system and apparently not doing it well, as well as extra damages to pay for third-party lawsuits, federal penalties, and state employee overtime work. Oh! I'm giving you a preview of what's going on in the UK in Birmingham. Oh, it's not the same thing. Believe me, it'll end up being the same thing. And I'll tell you why. IBM countersued the FSS Indiana on Thursday for $52 million for the equipment it left in place. It seems like an unequal. The FSSA now uses that equipment operated by state employees, so IBM is not doing it anymore, and the state employees have taken over, and they're using the equipment, and IBM wants to be paid for the equipment. They owe us for servers, hardware, automated processes, and software that they're using today and they're not paying for. Blah, 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 blah. IBM problems with Indian IT service contractors. Forbes article, 2017. Ta-da! Outsourcing is part of IBM's problem rather than the solution. That's why the company should scale back its outsourcing to India. You know that my first roommate in college when I went way back then was from India, only he came to study textiles. In IBM, Newsroom, 2022, Indian business leaders say hybrid cloud is critical, but then the survey of India say their team lacks the skills needed to sufficiently manage cloud environments. So this is a sell by IBM in India. 2017, IBM now has more employees in India than in the United States. Most of the Indian employees work in IBM's core businesses, helping companies like AT&T and Airbus manage the technical sides of their operations. The 10 biggest outsourcing companies in India and their struggles. It was found that IBM employed more workers in India than in the US. Although it outsourced many of its operations to India, IBM experienced declining sales. Why would they have declining sales? To run the project in a place like Iowa, and there were other projects like that, at that scale, as I recollect, most of the people that they used on the ground here to do that came over on visas working for companies like Accenture is an Irish-American professional services company based in Dublin specializing in information technology, services, and consulting. And it goes back. So you have an outside company that takes care. Remember I told you that at one time I worked as a contractor at the now defunct and no longer exist IBM PC company in Research Triangle Park. I was living in Raleigh. I had to work. I'm working for a third-party company. They put me into the IBM building in Research Triangle Park. There was one IBMer in the lab and about 20 or whatever of us working in the lab building software operating system images to go on IBM computers that would be put on the hard drives in the United States, in Ireland, in Europe, in Japan, in South America. So to do the project in a place like Indiana, they brought a lot of people in from outside companies like this, and maybe they weren't all qualified to do what they were hired to do. And nobody seemed to be able to keep it coherent. And there are cost overruns, and Indian IT giant TCS sees IBM and Accenture as nearest rivals. 2018. Rapidly growing Tata Consulting Services has its eyes on the US IT giants with customer service key if it is to overtake them. Why do our big Indian companies like Infosys, that's the one I was thinking of, oh, look what it brought up. See the Accenture to the right? You see the Infosys? You see the IBM? Infosys. Now we're getting down to it. Infosys is limited is an Indian multinational, that means it works worldwide, multinational information technology company that provides business consulting, information technology, and outsourcing services. What do you think the outsourcing services are? The company was founded in Pune, that's in sort of north central India. I knew a gal from Pune, and is headquartered in Bangalore. Oh, they say Bangalore. It's now Bangalore. That's in Karnataka state. And Bangalore is the capital of the Karnataka state. And Mysore is in the west and Bangalore is in the east of Karnataka state, where the main language is Kannada. Oh, how would I know that? Because I had friends from there. Infosys is the second largest Indian IT company after Tata consulting services by 2020 revenue. So what these guys did is they bid on contracting or subcontracting with a company like, maybe IBM to do something like maybe the new welfare system in Indiana. But that was years ago. We were learning. You see the scale of how much they were suing each other for. Indiana and IBM. And wasn't the only example of a large-scale state-level U.S. side IT project that went wrong, including some for the United States government, various military department and other department entities of the United States government. It's called the learning curve. It doesn't go on anymore, except in Birmingham, UK. And the main message here for me is, it's what I've said before. It's all extremely complex. I'm retired. It was complex back then. I could see how people were struggling. People were trying to have something going wrong in their company with their IT system. They're the IT people and they can't figure it out. So they'll do something like come to us, to our product, and open a bug complaint thinking that there's a bug in your product software that we're running on, and that's why our systems are down every day. But really what it was a cry for help because they couldn't figure it out. And the basis of me saying that is the product I supported, the last one, the long-term statistics which matched my personal experience working on it, 15% required a bug fixed by us, 15% of the problem records required some kind of fix by us, and 85% required the customer to understand what they were doing. And I'm not making that up. Now, think about that 85% versus 15. And think about this article. And think about the one I dredged up about Indiana, which isn't the only example I could pull up. And now we've got AI to help us. It'll get worse. That's my prediction. Steve AP4, just letting his mind wander and brainstorming this, understanding really what's going to happen soon in Birmingham and in the longer run. Saying see you in 73.